Hi everyone, Carmen Marshall here, founder and creator of Create a Life You Love, helping you create a life that you absolutely love and that works. And I want to talk about a concept today that we hear a lot about when we're trying to build our business, our lifestyle, ourselves, and it's the concept of faking it before you make it. And I think when we all hear that, we intuitively know that's not something that we want to do, even if we've heard that we should, just to exude confidence and get where we want to. So I think in today's world, we all know that being authentic, being liked for who we really are versus what we're trying to have as a facade perhaps, is simply not going to work anymore. We're not going to be happy. People will sense that we're a fake, etc. But there is something in the phrase fake it before you make it, or fake it so you can make it, that I think is something that we can actually use, but it's completely different to what you would think. So it goes back to one of my favorite quotes or phrases, be, do, have. And I think you've probably heard me talk about this lots in blogs and my courses, etc. And the whole idea is that in order to have what we want, we need to do or take actions to have. And even before that, we have to be the person taking the actions, and then we can have. So we can't want all these beautiful things for our life if we're not willing to be the person it takes and to do the actions it takes in order to have. So what I want to actually talk about is this concept, but bring it a little bit more closer to home so you can really use it in your life. So the three areas that I feel we usually worry about is our money, of course, our health, and then also love and connection with people. So I'm going to give you some strategies for those three areas, how to be, do, and then have. So what I do, so let's think about health first of all. So if I think of, I want to become someone who is more healthy, or I want to do more healthy action so that I can be the picture of vibrant health, I can feel great in my own skin, I can love my life, I can exercise. What I think of is I don't fake it before I can make it, or fake it so I can make it. I ask myself this question. And this is very powerful. I learned this years ago, I think from Tony Robbins, where he always says, if you want to have whatever you want to have, just ask yourself good questions. So the question I always ask myself is, how would a healthy person behave, or what actions would a healthy person do to be healthy? And this works really well if you ever fall off the wagon, which we all do. Even I do. I think of this one time I was flying home from Bali and my flight was delayed. So I ended up having to spend the night in the airport. And there was no hotels because they were completely booked out. So I was so tired. I was really stressed. I think I was breaking up with a partner at the time. And I literally ate my way from every single airport all the way back to the US. So not a picture of a health. And of course, I'm a health coach and I know this. And yet when I was under stress, I actually did really unhealthy things. So we all do this and we all fall off the wagon. And I'm here to tell you, all these people that you admire, that I admire, are human, and we all have days that we don't perform at our best. So how do we get back on that horse, and how do we make that one day of falling off, whether it's health, wealth, or relationships? How do we take that one day that we may fall off? How do we get back up onto our horse so that it doesn't become 2, 3, 5 days, etc.? So all I did then, and what I still do today, is I asked myself, okay, I had a really rough day with eating healthily. It's a new day today. I don't wait till Monday or the weekend. Today, like this day, whatever day it is, what would a healthy person do? I don't beat myself up, but I simply think, okay, a healthy person would get up and have lemon water with cayenne. She or he would probably drink a lot more water during the day to detox all that yucky food that I put in my body. A healthy person would go out and run. Even if I don't feel like running, I know once I run, I'm going to feel better. And it's a really neat way to not fake it before you make it, but actually start taking the actions that are going to help you become a healthy person. So I love this because, again, it helps us not beat ourselves up. It actually takes that one day perhaps that we weren't healthy, and right away the next day we can go back to being a healthy person. And it also, if we ask ourselves that every single day, what would a healthy person do? We will become that healthy person. So think about in your life, any area in health, where could you ask yourself the question, what would a healthy person do? All right, let's move on to business or wealth. So for example, let's say that you've had a stressful day in your business, and I always like to give you examples. A few months ago, I had an issue with a trademark that I thought had been totally taken care of, but it wasn't registered properly, and it freaked me out because, of course, I thought I had done everything properly. So rather than, well, I did have a freak out moment, but rather than stay in that freak out moment, what I asked myself, because again, I've really trained myself and I'm not perfect, but I really try to always go back to how would a very successful business person act? What would they do? And I love Marie Forleo's quote, everything is figure outable. And that's what I always go back to. Actually, that's like a quote that's probably a mantra for me. So what I did is I thought, okay, what would and this is kind of my go-to, what would a very successful, grounded, soulful, centered businesswoman do that has a massive business and lifestyle empire? What would she do? And then I realized, okay, she'd figure it out and she'd be calm. She wouldn't like think, oh, what did I do wrong? And I thought I had done this all correctly, which, isn't going to be productive ever. And I simply asked myself, what would a successful businesswoman do that has a soulful, hugely successful business and lifestyle empire? And of course, once I asked myself that question, I could get into action and I was being a successful business and lifestyle coach, business person, etc. Okay, so quick little thing for you. What can you think of in your business right now that you're frustrated with that you can ask yourself the question, what would a highly successful business, and then name your business and what you want to be doing, what would they do? And then thirdly, let's go on to love. So again, this is in order to have a hugely successful life. If you come to my retreats or you do my programs, you know that there's 7 things that we really focus on. But really you can boil them down to 3 things. They all revolve around your health, your wealth, and love. And love encompasses so much, your purpose, everything. So the third thing that we really want is we want to feel connected to people. So let's say that you've had a fight with somebody. Let's say something's just not going well. Could even be interaction with a colleague, with a parent, with a sister, with your lover, with your partner, whoever it is. What I always do is I do ask myself that question, what would a loving person do? Because right away I can tell, okay, do I just want to be right, or is there a more loving way to be in this situation? Which of course, if we really think about it, we all want to have connected, loving relationships. And when we actually look at what do we really want, we don't want to be estranged. We don't want to just be right and then still be estranged. So when I ask myself that question and then I say, what would a loving person do? Then I can very quickly turn it around and see if I'm being loving or not. And I want to give you a resource that for me has been incredible. It's just, you can tell it's quite my partner Peter gave this to me, and it's quite well read by the two of us. And I always go to it when I'm feeling, if there's anything in an area with love or relationships where I feel like I could be more loving, as soon as I read this, it puts me into a loving state. And I'm just going to very, very quickly show you. I don't want to make this video too long. I always try to keep them under 5 minutes, so I might not be able to find it. But if I read just even 2 sentences in here, it right away puts me into a loving state, and I realize I can be more loving. So this is just a great little book. You can get it on Amazon. It's probably under $10, but I found it really helps me put me into a loving state, so therefore I take the actions and I be a more loving person. All right, so I hope that those 3 things help you not fake it before you make it, but actually help you be the person that you're wanting to be, taking the actions that you need to take in order to have the life that you want, to create a life that you love. And specifically, we were talking about your health, your wealth, and your relationships. So your homework for today is simply to look at those 3 areas and ask yourself, what would a healthy person do? What would a hugely successful and soulful business person do? What would a connected, loving person do in this situation? And then we can be and do that much more easily. Have a fantastic couple of weeks. I will catch you on my next blog, either in video or email or different ways that I'm doing my blogs now. Hello from Maui, and I would love to hear anything that you can add to this conversation, because all of the best stuff actually happens when we talk to each other and offer advice. So I would love to hear your comments as well. Have a beautiful weekend, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye.